Welcome back to Hermitcraft Season 3. And as you can see, I've got a little bit of work done on the place on the outside there. I've got the glass in on the front. And I've got a fair amount done more on the inside. And, I'll get to that in a few minutes. One of the things I'm going to have to do here very, very soon is get a whole crap ton of torches placed all around this place because I have had a certain amount of mob problems. I've had zombies and skellies just walk into the place before I got this door up, the glass up here. And by the way, this door, I'm glad that there's different varieties and looks of doors and whatnot for the different woods. That's great. It's something that probably should have happened a long time ago. But this door here, it's missing something. It's missing a window. I am so not loving that door. As a matter of fact, I hate it. So, I think the first thing I need to do is replace it. Because this kind does have a window. And as a matter of fact, thanks to my little fix in my resource pack, it has a real window instead of the crossbar going through it. Okay, anyway, go ahead and put these up. Got a little bit of resources, and I've got some work done in here. Look at this. I've got a polished andesite floor, polished granite walls, and polished diorite on the ceiling. I figure the light-colored stuff on the ceiling will help make the place look more brightly lit up. The torches on the walls, they're going to end in the floor here. Those torches are going to stay until I can work out a better system of lighting. Something that doesn't look quite so torchy. But this is at least, it's a start. It's a good start, I think, on the overall look of things. And it gives it kind of an office building sort of feel, which is what I want. Right around in here where all this crap is now, once I get construction done and move it out, I'll have a reception area, reception desk and whatnot. We'll move the bed out of here. And down here we'll have a couple of offices along this wall and at least one along this wall. And we'll probably sneak the bed in there somewhere or something like that. So that's some progress there. And of course here, the branch mine, or the mine shaft, I've gone ahead and put a glass layer floor in here. And I've got something cut around this way. And that goes to that cobble that you saw from the outside. Now, what I'm thinking here is, right here, water level. And that means that I should be able to have water coming in here a ways. I don't know, I was kind of thinking that maybe have this be some kind of a cave-like area. I don't know. I'm no good at making something like that, but I may give it a try to come up with some kind of a thing where the water is such that you can be riding a boat, ride on the water into what looks like a cave, curve around a bit, and end up over here somewhere as a boat entrance. The reason it's cobblestoned off right now is because I want to come up with some kind of a way that I can let a player in and keep the mobs out. Because there's a fair amount of them around here. We don't want creepers coming in. We don't want witches or skeletons or zombies coming in or any kind of stuff like that. And of course, because I haven't figured out how I'm going to do this, this is completely unfinished and raw. And it would have to stay that way if it's going to end up being made into look some kind of cave. And yeah, I know from what I was talking about, something I mentioned somewhere along the line, it does kind of want to have a bat cave kind of feel now. the rest of the way here, alright, the shaft itself, the vertical shaft itself, I am thinking polished diorite all the way down on all four sides. So that's what I'm thinking for that, and that's going to mean once I have enough of the stuff to do that. Now we go all the way down to where my branch mine started out at, and we find down here the branch mine of fail. Why do I call it the branch mine of fail? Because, well, this is the central corridor. I always cut a central corridor in my branch mine. Normally that corridor goes 128 blocks either side of the ladder. And this one stopped right there because there's lava above those blocks. And further contributing to the fail, you see this down here. A lot of stuff like that down here. And as a matter of fact, that tunnel and I believe this one over here and that one's blocked with lava. Those two are, well, they're obsidian because I was fast with a water bucket. This is another one that's a fail. So the branch mine on this level failed miserably. And I tried going this way a little bit, and I believe there was some problems in here. And then I decided, after consulting a little bit, to come up here on level 10. And I got a few tunnels in, you know. I've since plugged them up because I found that I couldn't hardly go 10 or 15 blocks without running into somebody else's branch mine where somebody else has already mined out the area. So then I decided that this was going to be the mine of succeed instead of the mine of fail, and it's going to be 2,000 blocks south of here, that way. And so I'm going to head off that way, and I'll show you what I've got down there, and I'll meet you there because it's a long walk. I haven't got any minecart rails yet. Okay, it occurred to me that I was forgetting some stuff, like for example to bring some food along, some seeds, carrots and potatoes. And let's see, do I need anything? Let's bring one of those doors and say a stack of sand. I do have 3 minecart rails, but I'm going to need a whole lot more than that. And it looks like Azuma just had a adventure. It says he fell from a high place and he said he lost 117 levels of XP. That bites big time. Alright, so I'm going to head down here to my level 10 corridor. And I'm just going to zip down the end of that. There's a place about 1/3 of the way that I need to stop at, and then we'll get the rest of the way. And I think I'm just going to speed this up. Our first little waypoint here. We've got a fair amount of redstone and some lapis here. Mostly it's cobble and a little bit of gravel. And let's see, I got some iron and gold and coal here. I'll go ahead and pick up the coal, the gold and iron. Yeah, okay. And now, on to the next stop. And yeah, I was cutting this whole thing 3x3 the whole way, and then I decided when I got to here to just cut a 2x1 and then come back later and expand it into a proper 3x3 minecart tunnel. This would be just so that I could get to where I was headed a heck of a lot faster, because as of that point there, I had already gone through 3 diamond picks getting that far. So, speeding it up again. Okay, got another way station here. And one of my used up picks, 29 diamonds I've acquired just digging this tunnel, not counting the ones I've used for picks. Let's see. Top that iron off to a stack. We've got plenty of coal. We don't need the diamonds right now. Alright. Looks good to go there. Let's bring the ladders. Yeah, and over here, just redstone, coal, redstone, cobble, lapis, gravel. And yes, along the way there's a lot of resources on the floor, ceiling, and walls. But as I said, I'm going to come back through here, expand this into a proper 3x3 tunnel, and then finish off the walls and ceiling and whatnot. As I was doing this, I used whatever diorite, andesite, or granite that I happen to have on me along the way. And when I'm doing it for real, the floor, andesite polished, the ceiling, polished diorite, and the walls, polished granite, just like the entryway upstairs. We have arrived at Mineshaft Central. That's what this is going to be. This will be the central area from which all of my branch mining starts. And yes, it is 2,000 blocks south of the town, which is at, the town's at Z600 by about X1250 to 1270, something like that. That's where the town is, and so I'm 2,000 blocks to the south. I figure out this way, I'm almost guaranteed to not be running into other folks' branch mines. Although there is still, despite this being level 10, there is still a fair amount of lava to deal with, as all this obsidian attests to. And so, the thing to do now, I think, is to just get the beginnings of a tunnel heading up to the surface. All right, let's get my ladders out. Okay. Get up here to stand on the top of the ladder, and I can actually dig at a reasonable pace. All right. Okay. I'm going to do this, trying to be careful and watchful for the potential, the inevitability of lava at some point. And we'll get up to the surface and see what's out there. Alright, here it is sometime later, and as you can see, I'm at Y122, and I'm still cutting through solid rock. Well, I'm running into gravel occasionally along the way. Okay. But I'm actually getting low on ladders. I've only got 8 of them left. Now I've only got one left. I put those a little too high. Why 129 and I still haven't cut through the sky? Okay. I'm going down for more ladders. I would have thought 2 stacks have been enough. Okay, it looks like I've finally broken through to something there. Pop another torch. And let's have a look. Okay. Break that. Whoa. Turn that off. And it's still actually got quite a bit more to go. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's got a little more to go. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. Yeah, I've got dirt. We'll just use dirt. I'm going to dirt that side up because I want the ladder on that same side all the way up. Alright, I'm going to move this ladder over to the other side and then get all the way up to the top, and we'll have a look around when it's daylight. Okay, so here we are, top of the ladder. We are at Y162 and we're not even close to the maximum height here. This is awesome. And what I came up through here was there's a dark oak tree growing on the side of this cliff. Pretty much a sheer cliff that goes all the way down there. We've got some epic looking terrain. Some almost wants to be plains kind of terrain. I was beginning to wonder if there was going to be any of that. But look at this. This thing is huge. And I'm thinking this would be a nice place to have a little getaway. A secret lab or hideaway or something. I don't know exactly. But really, we need to have something here. It demands it. And I'm going to start throwing down a few torches here, because when I first broke through, I was greeted by a mess of zombies. Not interested in that. This is a heck of a place I've found here. Side of a cliff that goes way up there, including a pretty good sized floating section. Yeah, this is interesting, very good. What I think I'd like to do, and I'm going to need some input from you all about how to accomplish this, because what I'd like to do is not only find my way back to how I got back up here exactly. I can't find my ladder. That's terrible. All right, here we are. But what I'd like to do, a elevator from down there at Y10 comes up through this all the way up to whatever level I choose to build at. I know there are such contraptions in Minecraft Vanilla. I don't honestly know how to build one. I've never built one. So that is something I am looking for input on. And in the meanwhile, it's time, seal that off to keep the zombies out, to head back down and get the branch mine set up for some actual production, some actual hardcore production of resources, so that we've got stuff to work with. All right, so I've got the corridor here set up, and I've got I got the first 2 tunnels already dug out, the first 2 branches, and this is the way I always set up a branch mine. The basic format: you've got a 3 wide by 2 high main corridor, and this corridor will probably, in this case, end up going, at least 256 blocks that way from the start, maybe 512, it depends on how ambitious I feel like. And the tunnels, the branches, every 2 blocks, and the way that works is I'll cut this branch all the way down here. I've got a torch every 5 blocks down here, and the way I do that, and here's the reason it's every 5 blocks, is because that's how far you can dig. And I can see there's some lava down there, so I'll just drop a little bit of water. Okay, I can see it's going to be one of those. All right, fine. Bingo. No more problem. And I'll just cut this through here, and right there is where the torch will go. I'll have to deal with the obsidian later, and then of course I dig out this because I can see that. I'm one of these that I fill the holes into the branch mine, and now I can see 2 blocks on either side. I can see the roof block, floor block, all the way. And I'll continue doing this. I'll dig this out, and I'll go another 5 blocks and put another torch, and so on. It guarantees the whole mine shaft is lit up. Nothing's going to spawn in there, with the possible exception of slime. Every branch mine I have ever set up has a slime problem, because I inevitably cross a number of slime chunks in the doing of them. And then on the next level up, what I'll do is I will offset, and the tunnel, instead of being here, will be here. And that way anything that I might possibly have missed from this one will be visible from that one. So that will take care of that. And it just proceeds on both sides of the main corridor all the way down. And my depth of how far I dig is kind of arbitrary. I go 32 torches. 32 torches times 5 blocks between them. Simple math. And that's how far I go, barring some circumstance where there's just too much lava to deal with, or I don't feel like it, or whatever. But generally speaking, 32 torches. And 512 blocks is what I'm planning on for the length of this main corridor. And so I got this one all set up. I got the first couple of tunnels dug out and so on. And then I came over here to start the same thing on this side. Yeah, that was a great start. There's at least 5 diamond there. And I'm going to leave that bit of ore until I can get a hold of some enchanting and whatnot. As a matter of fact, I'm going to grab my diamonds and my obsidian. I've got some lapis here. Yeah. I'm going to head down here. I'm going to take the 2,000 block run back to the main base, and we'll tend to a little bit there before we end the episode. All right, back here, and I was just looking at this, and I was thinking, you know, this would be looking really, really good if we could get this granite in stairs that we could put inverted up here. That would be perfect. It would be the perfect touch to have granite stairs inverted right up here for that extra little touch. I certainly hope we get stairs out of these materials, and slabs, and so on, because really, we need them. And anyway, so I've been finishing things off. I've got some more diorite and andesite, and I've polished off the floor here, and I've got the ceiling lit up or set up. Well, not quite entirely. I missed a few spots. There. All right, and so we're coming to one of the first features of this place, and this right here is the Hall of Citizens. This will be the Hall of Centurions. Down this way there will be two other ranks for the Imperial Governors and the Imperial Senators. Well, yeah, let me look at that. The Regional Governors, excuse me, and the Imperial Senators. And these rankings are from the different levels of support on my Patreon page. From the citizen level at $1 a month, Centurion level at $10 a month, and regional governors at $20, and imperial senators at $50. And that's what I'm calling that. And I figure, what the heck? The idea is to do a little bit of acknowledgement for those who have chosen to patronize my video making and so on. I very much appreciate it. And so this year, the Hall of Citizens, and we're going to inaugurate our very first citizen. And that person is... Oh, I can't paste into that. Okay. Okay. Derek M., who is our first citizen. Thank you very much for your support, sir. And let's do this also, because emerald is fairly uncommon. It's actually a little bit more rare than diamond, I think. And anyone who is a citizen of the Empire is automatically a lot more rare than most people in the world. Now, I need to get more of these jack-o'-lanterns, and I'm not sure if I like that particular method of lighting right there, but at least by turning them around backwards we don't have to look at that face. Anyway, so that is that. And Derek, you will also have a place in the Hall of Honor on my single-player vanilla world, which has gone nowhere, by the way. It's still there. I started that world in beta 1.3, and it continues through to this day. I've been away from it a little bit because I've been working on a big project in the background, and it takes a lot of time sitting there farming iron at an iron farm. It's easy, but it's time-consuming. Anyway, we have our first citizen. There is going to be places for centurions and regional governors and imperial senators. And I thank you very much for your support. And now I'm going to see about putting together an enchanting table and getting some enchants on my pickaxes at the very least. And get some more branch mining done. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out.